Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Today's video I'll be reviewing this. This is Transformers Generation Selects Rotorstorm, and here he is in his plain brown package. Nothing much to see, so let's get him out of his package. Here is Rotorstorm out of the package. He comes with his instruction sheet, 2 weapons. You can see it's painted on here, and Rotorstorm himself, and well, he's basically a repaint of Siege Spinister with a new head sculpt. Now, Rotorstorm is a character that honestly I never really thought would get, because in Generation 1 he was European exclusive. Well, he was also available in Canada and Australia, but he was a European exclusive toward the end of Generation 1 and part of a subgroup called Turbo Masters, who was led by one of my favorite characters, Thunderclash. It's kind of cool that Hasbro is expanding beyond the US exclusive and Japanese exclusive characters, and now we're getting into the territory of European exclusive characters. Now, when Rotorstorm was first revealed, he was really just a straight repaint of Spinister, and I thought having the same head as Spinister was the biggest negative of the figure. Fortunately, the following Fan First Friday for Transformers, they revealed that he does have his own head, very true to the Generation 1 version of Rotorstorm, as you can see here. He does have the Autobot symbols on his shoulders, but unfortunately it would have been nice if they retooled that, because the ridges on that part make it very difficult for it to be seen clearly. All in all, very nice paint apps. Love the late 90s, or actually early 90s coloring. Translucent fuchsia, silver. All in all, very nice. Let's put his weapons on. Now, it would have been cool if they swapped out his weapons. He had, I guess, a gimmick specific weapon for his Generation 1 figure, which was basically these large turbines with missiles on them. Fortunately, there is, I saw on I saw on Thingiverse, or probably Thingiverse or Shapeways, there is some 3D printed options for the guns, so I might give that a shot, because yeah, the turbine guns of Rotorstorm are pretty iconic for him, for me at least. So, but he does come with these 2 guns, same guns that Spinister came with. Speaking of Spinister, let's bring Spinister in here to compare the 2. Now, he is basically a straight repaint of Spinister. There's no surface detail changes. They just changed the way the paints are applied to make him look more like Rotorstorm. So Rotorstorm in Generation 1 had the cockpit on the chest, so they painted it fuchsia to match that look. But I think if they gave Rotorstorm the same head as Spinister, he would not be passable as Rotorstorm, and the head change alone makes him passable, at least for me. But yes, straight repaint with a new head sculpt, no surface detail changes like Siege, Ironhide, and Ratchet. Going on to the articulation of Rotorstorm, the head is on a ball joint and can rotate 360. The arm can rotate 360, the shoulder can go up this high. He does have bicep swivel. He can bend at the elbow in 2 points, as you can see here, and he can rotate his wrist 360. He does have waist rotation. He can do the splits. He can kick this much, bend this much, and kick this far back. He does have some ankle tilt, and he does have thigh rotation. So, one of the more articulated figures in this line. And for some quick size comparisons, here he is next to Generation Selects Exhaust with the Non-F Productions upgrade kit, and Earthrise Optimus Prime, who's also been upgraded by Toy Hacks labels. Now, as you can see, Rotorstorm is a deluxe figure, but he does tower a bit over Exhaust, who's also a deluxe figure. And just for fun, here he is next to his fellow Turbomaster Thunderclash, who's made from a Power Core Optimus Prime from Combiner Wars, and a Toy Hacks conversion sticker kit, along with a Shapeways custom head. Now, getting Rotorstorm gives me hope that one day in the future we might see an official Generations version of Thunderclash. Okay, let's get Rotorstorm transformed into vehicle mode. Here is Rotorstorm in vehicle mode. Very cool looking helicopter. Now, I did like Spinister a lot, so helicopter mode for Rotorstorm looks cool, but I think a little bit more could have been done. I mean, well, again, if they gave him turbine weapons, they could have put it here, like you could plug it here in vehicle mode, and it'll give him a more Generation 1 look to Rotorstorm, and it kind of matched the character a bit more, being a throwback to the Turbomasters. But yeah, looks like I'm gonna have to find something to 3D print or make something myself for Rotorstorm. Now, unfortunately, the fuchsia makes it pretty obvious that there's a cockpit on the bottom here, but it is what it is. Would have been nice if the hands flipped in, as you can see the fist over here. But other than that, it is a very nice looking vehicle mode. Here's the bottom of the helicopter, a little hollowness here, but it's okay, it's on the bottom. It does have a landing gear. Not exactly required, mainly for looks, I guess, because it is kind of back heavy. For some size comparisons, here is Rotorstorm next to Earthrise Wheeljack and Earthrise Starscream. Now, just looking between him and Wheeljack, a little small for a helicopter, but unless he's like one of those single pilot helicopters. But he does seem to match well in scale with Starscream, I guess. Nah, still a little small. Okay, let's get Rotorstorm transformed back to robot mode for my final thoughts. So my final thoughts on Generations Select's Rotorstorm. Overall, very pleased with him. I'm glad we got him. He's based upon Spinister, basically a repaint with a new head sculpt, and Spinister I had a favorable review on. So I think the mold works. Now, for me, it works because of the new head sculpt. I don't think it can be pulled off as Rotorstorm without that new head, but everything else, I think it works. Now, that doesn't mean he can't be improved upon. I think it would have been nice if they gave him the turbine-looking weapons that he had in Generation 1, because to me, that's kind of an iconic part of Rotorstorm. Hopefully, I can find something or create something 3D printed for him to give him that look. But other than that, very pleased with him. So glad we got him in this line. Like I said earlier, it gives me hope that we might get other characters that never came to the US, like Thunderclash, maybe Colossus, in the main line, or at least in a Generation Selects form. Anyway, that's it for this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe. Follow us on social media and check out our Discord. Links in the description below.